Turn up the volume. All right. Any questions on last night's homework, which was the frequency table and calculate mean, median, mode, and range, which I said median was the hardest one. Abby, what's up? Number 3, median. All right. So remember to find median. We basically add up column F, or we just simply count the number of numbers. Well, they don't give us the data, so we have to rely on column F. We add up all the numbers of column F. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 5 is 9, plus 6 is 15. So I get 15 is the value for the total of F. We like odd numbers. If you just think about it, we're going to have half of the numbers there, half of the numbers there, and then this middle number right here is the one that we want. It's 15. So if we put 7 here and 7 here, it's 14. So the number that would go right here, which would be the 15th number, would be the middle number. So it's the 8th number of the data set. Now we got to figure out which one is the 8th. We're just going to count down the F column till we get to 8. So 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 5 is 9. So therefore, it's 10. Right? 10 would be the 8th number. Anybody else? Median is the hardest thing. Hey, I asked you to take off your hoodie. Both of you. Thank you for listening. Jasmine. No. I'm blind. What?
No, I'm skinny, but I'm anorexic. Wait,
Do you know what that means, anorexic?
yeah,
What does it mean?
extremely unhealthy.
But what does it mean?
Anorexic.
But what?
But just like you know, I didn't do much job today, so.
Right. It's actually it's a disease.
I have
Right.
disease.
Eliza, you have diseases? Yeah.
And just because you're skinny doesn't mean you're anorexic.
I have pant syndrome.
You do not want anorexia.
Yeah, some
Right.
kid like so my papa's pants got stolen yesterday and we still don't know who took them. Oh, I think it's
Yeah, let's focus on some math here. All right, here we go.
Wait,
Uh, Dea, I know you have a question, but it's not about this because you didn't do this.
so like,
We'll talk later. All right, here we go. Check your work. It was 1 through 4, and then number 7. 7 was the only one they gave you a data set, and you had to make the table.
Oh, we were supposed to do number 7.
yes.
Here we go. Number 1. Now there's going to be 4 answers: mean, median, mode, and range. 4, 6.95, 7, and 7. Number 2, 4, 2.4, 3, and 3. Number 3, 20, 10, 10, and 5. And number 4, 8, 7.65, 7.5, and 6. All right. Lastly, number 7, you had to make your. I was doing mean, median, mode, and range. Exactly what they said.
Yeah, for range I got 18. Yeah, I got 8 for 4.
Oh, I'm sorry. The book gave it to you as range, mean, median, mode. All right, apologies. So that went range for each one of those answers: range, mean, median, mode.
Yeah, can we start from the beginning?
All right, so I'm giving it to you. How did you write them down? All right, I'll give it to you: mean, median, mode, range. So it would be number 1, 6.95, 7, 7, 4. Better. Number 2, 2.4, 3, 3, 4. Number 3, 10, 10, 5, 20. Number 4, 7.65, 7.5, 6, 18. Number 7. So you had to set up a table and then calculate the mean, median, mode, and range. 3.9, 4, 4, 8. And that was it. All right. So we are about to do probably for everyone something brand new, never been done before. Put the book away. Okay. Some people may have done a stem and leaf plot. Other people have never even heard of this thing. If you recall, this entire chapter is about making graphs.
Abby dropped the whole.
Hey, you guys aren't paying any attention. As you recall, this chapter is about making graphs. That's ultimately what it's about. We took a little sidestep to do measures of central tendency in range. We're going to get back to making graphs today. Calendar, we got nothing until Wednesday, and that's our test. All right, here's your homework for tonight. There's 8 of these to do. Okay, there are, listen please. There are 8 of these to do. They don't take that long to do. I mean, this isn't an hour's worth of homework or anything remotely close to that. But you will be making 8 of these stem and leaf plots, 8 of them. Stem and leaf plots. Once you get the hang of it, they're stupid simple. Malachi, start paying attention. But if you don't pay attention, they're very challenging because there's no like directions. They just give you numbers and they say make a stem and leaf plot. So absolutely positively, for those of you that have good recall, good understanding, maybe you don't need to write down notes on your resource card. Others of you will forget this within 2 minutes of me stopping talking, right? Those are the kids that on your resource card when we get next Wednesday for test, you need to put a stem and leaf plot. You need to put a data set, the instructions and the examples so that you don't mess with, because this is the easiest one that we will do, stem and leaf plot. Even if you've never done one before, trust me when I say this is easy. This is easier than bar graphs, right? Bar graphs are actually a little bit of, you got to put a little bit of thinking in them. You got to figure out scales and what numbers you're going to use. Stem and leaf plot, there's no thinking whatsoever. They're just following the instructions. All right, here we go, stem and leaf plot. So write this down, box 1. First thing we'll write down is, well, we haven't seen this word plot before, at least not in a math class. So stem and leaf plot. A plot is, well, it sounds like it's a graph. Mathematicians differentiate the words plot and graph slightly. But in 7th grade, we can't make that differentiation. Like the differentiation, what's different between a graph and a plot, it requires higher level math before you can understand there's a difference. So for this stage right now, if you see the word graph or plot, they're kind of interchangeable. They're not really, mathematically speaking, it's until you get to high school that you see the difference. It has something to do with a function. Graphs are functions, plots don't have to be functions. But you guys don't know what a function is, nor will you until you get to high school. All right, so we're going to be doing plots today, and one type of plot is called a stem and leaf plot. But it is a graphical, that means visual. We're going to make a graph, all right? Technically, we're making a plot, though. All right, I know that's confusing, but it is what it is. Okay, so far in this chapter, we've made one graph, and that is a bar graph. Today, we get our second one. Technically, it's a plot. Okay? So today, we're going to do a stem and leaf plot. So as this picture of a fern leaf looks like, the stem and leaf plot kind of looks like this. You've got a stem that goes up the middle, and you've got leaves that come off of it. And this is literally why this plot is called a stem and leaf plot, because it will visually look like this picture right here when we're done. Okay. Write this down, box 2, stem and leaf plot. So this is that specific. We wrote down in box 1 a definition of a plot, graphical representation of data. So this is the definition of the stem and leaf plot. So it's a plot that organizes the data by showing the data in order. Okay, that's a pretty weak definition in the sense of, if I ask you, what does it look like now? If I hadn't shown you that picture of that fern leaf, you're like, well, I have no idea because the definition isn't very descriptive. So this is a plot. When we said a plot was a graph that organizes data. Okay, I know about organizing data. I did the frequency table that organized the data by showing the data in order. Well, the frequency table put the data in order, so maybe it's like a frequency table. Yeah, it's got some similarities. It's a different type of organization. Stem and leaf plot. Who said they've already done this before? Malachi, you remember doing this? Anybody? You've done a stem and leaf plot before?
I'm sure Piers has.
Okay. We good? Everybody got it written down? All right. This is a picture, and you can see it there in box number 3. This is a stem and leaf plot. You're like, okay, where's the stem and where's the leaf? So actually it's labeled. This is your stem, and your leaves come off horizontally And they can either come off horizontally to the left or to the right. Kind of customary to put them to the right. We can have what's called a double stem and leaf plot. Then you'll have some that come off on the right side, some that come off on the left side. And it looks like, literally, it will look like that currently. Okay? That's called a double. We will not be doing a double stem and leaf plot.
I'm sure if I have a quadruple leaf plot.
No, you don't have a quadruple one, but you need 3 dimensions to do that. I've never seen one of those. All right, so let's label the parts of a stem and leaf plot, box 3. The parts are as follows. Guess what we're going to call this? Write that down. The stem and leaf plot itself is the purple part right here, obviously. The bottom is the most important part, and it's called the key. And the key, you don't have, most of them don't literally have the word key. The one in our book does, probably because it's the first time you ever do it. Write this down, Malachi. The key is literally tells you how to read the stem and leaf plot. Well, let's see what it says. It says 4/80. So if you see a 4, a slash, and an 80, it means $480. So I see a 4, a slash, and an 80. This right here means 480. Guess what the 4, the slash, and the 10 means? $410. Guess what the first one means? Let's see how intuitive that is, right? 8/90 means 890. Okay, that's how you read the key. The key is, well, it's gonna, especially when there's decimal, we'll have different decimal numbers, right? The decimal numbers, if you don't have a key, you have no idea what you're even looking at. The key tells you what you're dealing with. That's it. Those are the parts of the stem and leaf plot. So the only thing we're doing today is making these things. It's pretty simple. All right. So I just asked who could do one, and no one had said they could. So as always, if there's a bunch of steps involved, I write the steps for you. They are in box 4. So on your resource card, for those kids that can't remember things past 2 minutes, this needs to go on your resource card. Don't lose this piece of paper. You're not going to find the steps in the book. I'm opening up the book, and it doesn't really say anything. It just gives you data, and then poof, magically, a stem and leaf plot appears. The book does, in my opinion, a poor job of explaining what to do. So I've attempted to give you instructions on what to do. So the steps to do this are as follows, right? There are 5 steps. It's not very long instructions. We'll go over one at a time when we actually make one. Okay. So watch me do one. Step number 1, it says, put the numbers from least to greatest. Sounds like we're doing a median. We're not. But I'm going to put the numbers from least to greatest. You've already done this at least 20 times because of medians. So I'm not going to insult your intelligence. So I just put the numbers from least to greatest. Everybody okay? Some of the key things when you put numbers from least to greatest, I would recommend write the first one, cross it out of your data set. Write the second one, cross it out from your data set. And that way you don't skip a number. And then at the very end, count. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 numbers in the data set. I better have 9 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I would also, it doesn't say so, and it's not a necessarily a requirement. I would recommend that you put your numbers vertically, as I did when I put them least to greatest. I would recommend do it vertically. You'll see why in the second step. The second step is we pick a stem. Now here's the rules for picking a stem. Step number, I don't know, you can't call it 1, but step A of picking a stem is you look at the first column of numbers. Do you see the first column of the numbers?
Yes.
Are the numbers the same or are they different? Okay, I'm not looking at the 0, 2, 5, 8. I'm looking at the first column, the 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3. Are the numbers the same or the different? You're looking for a difference. You're going to go from left to right in the columns until you get to the first column where the numbers are different. It doesn't say that up here, but that's what you got to do. I'm going to go from left to right in the columns until I get to the first column where the numbers are different. Well, lucky us, the first column is different. Lily, what are the numbers of the first column?
1, 2.
Just give me the different numbers.
10, 12.
No. Numbers of the first column. You had it right the first time, but I don't want repeats.
1,
Keep talking.
3,
Say again.
3, and 2.
Okay, so tell me in order from least to greatest.
1, 2, 3.
So the numbers of the first column where they are different are 1, 2, 3. Those are your stems. We're going to write our stems vertically, right? So when you pick your stems, if you need to write this down, write this down. You look at the columns from left to right. You pick the first column where the numbers are different. And then you don't pick repeats, you just pick the numbers that you see. 1, 2, 3. If we're missing a number, like for instance, that went 1, 2, 4, you're going to include 3, even if it's not there. So you're going to write the numbers from least to greatest. So Lily said the stems are 1, 2, 3. We okay, everybody? Good. We're going to write the numbers vertically, 1, 2, 3. Once again, if this went 1, 2, 5, I would write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for my stems, even though there's no 4 or 5.
What happens if it starts at 4? But
It starts at 4, then you start your stems at 4. Okay? Okay, we wrote our stems vertically. Put a vertical line. Oh, let me take a segue just to show you that point about left to right. Okay, left to right. Malachi, first column, same or different?
Same,
So we skip that one. Go to the middle column, same or different?
different.
So what are the stems?
1, 2, 3.
You would think so, right?
But just 1.
But we got to include the first column. We're going to use the second column, but we got to include the first column. So guess what the stems are?
So 1.
Which we would call that. You're right.
1 times
Yeah, but 1, 1 is actually the number.
2.
1, 1 is actually the number.
11.
So our stems are actually 11.
12. 13.
Perfect. See what he did?
Yeah, I saw it.
okay. I can
Gavin?
Yeah.
First column, same or different?
Same.
Skip it. Second column, same or different?
Same.
Skip it. Third column.
Definitely.
So what are my stems going to be?
Uh,
Be careful. Use what Malachi did.
311, 312.
Perfect. Good job. You see that? Is anyone lost on that basic? It's kind of intuitive. Okay. Cool. Back to ours. So we said the stems were 1, 2, 3. Very good. We put a vertical line. The vertical line is actually the stem, right? It's okay. But, the vertical line is your stem, and now we attach the leaves. The leaves are all the numbers of our data set, which are written vertically right here. Okay. Hey, my stem is 1. What's my first leaf?
0.
0. 1 is your stem, 0 is your leaf. So I put a 0 right here. See what I did? Next one. What's your stem? 1. What's your leaf? So I put a 2 here. Now be careful. Evenly space out your numbers. For those of you that have graph paper, you're doing a graph paper, it looks perfect. 1 number in every box. If you're doing it by hand, which Pierce is right now, he's already almost finished. You got to be just really, it doesn't have to be perfect. You got to be really careful. Your numbers have to be evenly spaced. It is your choice of whether you put commas between your numbers or not. It's your choice. Okay? I'm going to choose not to put commas because I'm lazy. Okay? Stem and leaf.
5.
1 is your stem. 5 is your leaf. Malachi, stop. Next one.
1 is your stem and 2 is your leaf.
So I never put a leaf on a different stem. I put the leaf on its stem. 8 goes with 1. Notice these numbers will always go in order too, from least to greatest. Repeats, don't worry, put the repeats in there. Hey, what's the next leaf and stem?
2 and 2.
2 and 2. Now where am I going to put the 2?
Under 2.
You're not. You're going to put them in order from left to right underneath the previous number above it. So I don't put 2 under 2, I put 2 under 0. I'm just going to line the numbers up. Leaf, stem. Leaf, stem. Uh-oh, leaf.
5.
And it goes with,
3.
and the last one. That's a stem and leaf plot. Yeah,
What happens if you have decimals?
we'll do one.
Do you
Well, we'll do one. Now, the last step here says write the key. Now, here's the job for doing the key. Malachi, and you guys, stop messing around and start paying attention. It'd be hard for me to give you help when you're like, I don't get this. When in class, you didn't sit there and pay any attention. You just messed around. All right. Back to here. We got to make a key. Noah, pick any number in the data set. It doesn't matter. Where is 28 in our stem and leaf plot? It's here, right? So if he wants to use that, then he's going to put 2/8 means 28. I'm going to always be, I don't know, either choose the last one or the first one. It doesn't make a difference. What's up? Who?
He's in another
Because he's testing.
Who did she say?
Ryan. He's in our class, but he did.
Ryan Allen.
Oh, yeah, he's taking advanced math. Yeah. All right.
No, he's not taking advanced math. He's taking lower math. This is the advanced math class.
That's why
Good
you're
luck
in
with
it.
that.
Then how are you in it, Gavin?
All
I don't know
right.
if
Back up here.
Keegan, how are you in it?
Back up here.
How are you?
Hey, stop. Back up here. So to pick the key, you can pick any number of the data set. You write down its stem and its leaf. So I'm going to pick, I don't know, 1, 0, right? And that means what?
Equals 10.
Equals 10. You can put an equals 10, the word means. Sometimes you'll see the word denotes in some books. Any of those are fine. And that's the whole thing. All right. So the only thing we have left to do is just do a couple of them together and we're done. Okay. So let's do some. Well, actually, I got one more example really quickly. All right. We put the numbers from least to greatest. I'm going to do it vertically. It just helps you understand. Hey, first column, the same or different?
Same.
So I go to the middle column, same or different?
Different.
So what are my stems?
76, 77, 78, 79.
We will not skip any numbers. So we're going to go from least to greatest, from 76 all the way up to 79, even if there's no 78s. And by the way, 78 means 780 something, right? We're not going to skip anything.
How do you tell if the things are the same or different?
I'm literally looking at the
Same
first
number.
column, right? Read off the numbers of the first column.
7, 7, 7, 7, 7.
Same or different.
Same.
That's how I tell. Okay. So if they're the same, I can't use that column. I go to the next column. 6, 6, 6, 0, 7. They're different. Not all of them are different, but many of them are different. Okay. We attach our leaves. 1 goes with 76. 8 go. A lot of kids will do this once they have the stems. Well, the first stem is 76. So it'll go 1, 8, 8. See what I'm doing? I'm just looking at the ones that say 76. 1, 8, 8. All right, 1, 8, 8. Evenly spaced out. If you want to put commas, you can put commas. Then I go to the 77s. 2, 6, 6. So I write 2, 6, 6. Then I go to the 78s. That would be what? 5 and 5. And then the last one is a 2. Okay, so how long did it take me to do that?
4 seconds.
No, I meant up to that process. A minute, right? The hardest thing is put the numbers from least to greatest. That will take you the most time. To actually make the stem and leaf plot, it will take you longer to put the numbers from least to greatest than it will be to make the stem and leaf plot. We do have to put a key. Doesn't matter which one you choose, right? I will choose, I don't know, 7, 6, and 1. My choice isn't the best choice or the worst choice. It's just a choice. I don't know if the book ever follows the pattern. What do they use for their keys? Yeah, it's hard to tell. Okay. And that means 761. All right, so let's do one. Here we go. The longest thing will be to put them in order from least to greatest. What's up?
All right, so for the key, you can just put any number.
Any one in the data set is fine.
Oh, okay.
Least to greatest, least to greatest. Grab your pencils. Let's go. Do this. What's the smallest number?
41.
41, right? 41, cross it out. Next biggest number.
47.
47, right? 47, cross it out. Next biggest number.
53.
Is it 53? Write 53, cross it out.
57.
Write 57, cross it out.
Yes.
Cross it out.
75.
And as soon as you get it done a ways, then it becomes a little bit quicker. 76, 79,
81, 84, 85, 86.
Wait.
Okay. So read me the numbers again.
41, 47, 53, 57, 60, 75, 76, 79, 81, 84, 85, 86.
Caden, first column, same or different?
Same.
Because they all say 4.
Well,
Look at the
no,
numbers.
it's already different.
So we're going to use the first column. So what's my stems then?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I write those vertically. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Write a vertical line. I said this part is the quick part. Now we just simply text. For me, I'm going to look at all the ones that start with a 4. 1 and 7. I'm trying to be neat. I put a 1 and a 7. The 5, I got a 3 and a 7. So I write a 3 underneath the 1 and a 7 underneath the 7. The 6s, got a 0. The 7s, I got a 5, 6, 9. 5, 6, 9. The 8s, I got 1, 4, 5, 6. 1, 4, 5, 6. 7-leaf plot. We got to make the key. There's no vertical line across.
Can we put a vertical line across if we want to?
Where would you put? Where do you want me to put it?
At the
Very top.
Yeah.
I don't see why you couldn't.
You can
right?
label it one
If you think that looks neater, you can. I've never seen a stem and leaf plot like that, but you could. Okay, I need a key, and the key can go anywhere. I'm going to put 8/1 equals 81, and we're done. And the reason the key there is because, yeah, I see.
One on that.
The reason why the key is there is because I don't know if that's an 81 or an 8.1 or a 0.81. Those all could be the same, Macy.
So you would just take 8 on the first digit. And then put it
Or the last digit, anything, any number in this data set you can use for your key. I generally I use these two because it's where your eyeball, why are you not coming off? I use those two because your eyeball naturally kind of rests there, or the first one. I use the first one, or technically that's not the last one, but it's easier to see than the 8 and 6. Okay. Somebody asked about decimals, so let's do a decimal one.
Who asked? Pierce.
No, it was
Abby.
Abby.
Oh, I swear I heard Pierce. Oh, I know.
You're hearing voices in your head there. All right.
Oh, that's a lot of homework.
What do you mean it's a lot of homework? What are you talking about?
Oh no, that's the thing.
Is that Haley Miller?
Haley Miller, she's sending some chat.
Who's Haley
All right.
Miller?
Algebra 1 student, 9th grader. All right, here we go. Decimals can cause problems, right? So smallest number,
0.2.
0.2. So we put 0.2, we cross it out. Right. 0.8, I'm just gonna write what you're telling me, so if they're wrong, speak up.
Yeah, and then you have 2 0.8.
There's 2 0.8s.
1.4.
2.6, 3.5,
4.3 and 4.3.
2 4.3s,
Yes.
2 4.3s, and 6.0. So 4.5 and 6.0. All right. Caden again. First column, same or different?
Different.
Okay, so what are my stems? Be careful.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Ooh, there's no 5s, but we're still going to write 5 as a stem, even though there's no 5s.
So then you just have 0.5.
We just leave it blank. There's no leaf on stem 5. Vertical line, throw in our leaves. I'm gonna look at the zeros. 2, 8, 8. So I write 2. I'm trying to be neat. 8, 8. You can put commas if you like. Does the book write commas? They do. 1 only has 1 leaf and it's a 4. The 2 has 1 leaf and it's a 6. The 3 has 1 leaf and it's a 5. The 4 has 1, 2, 3 leaves. 3, 3, 5. 3. I'm lining up my numbers. 3, 5. 5 has no leaves, and the 6 has a 0. There's your stem and leaf plot. Except for the key. I always pick the last one, so I put 6/0 equals 6.0. You're done. Stem and leaf plot. Stem and leaf plot. You'll have it this year. You'll have it next year as well too. Algebra 1. I don't think we ever do a stem and leaf plot in Algebra 1. You take one of the math courses in high school called Probability and Statistics, you'll see it again. Questions? All right. Box 7. That should be green, not red. Box 7, all by yourself. All by yourself.
The key 6 0 equals 6.0.
Correct. Now, that was the number I picked. You can pick any number. Like I said, I always pick the bottom one. All right, let's get the work done. Let's get the work done.
Not question time, unless it's about math.
That's the proportion of how large the cheesecake is.
You have to use math to make a cheesecake.
Use math with everything.
Because you have to measure out the
Gotta
ingredients.
measure out the ingredients. You measure the ingredients incorrectly, you get a funny tasting cheesecake.
You get a non-cheesecake cheesecake.
You get a dirt cake or something.
Yeah. A mush cake?
Macy, what's your question?
If you were making a stem and leaf graph with big numbers, would you take the last 2 digits?
Remember, the rule is still, we look at the first column, same or different. If they're the same, you go to the next column. Same or different, we go to the next column until we get to the first column where there's different. As soon as you get to the first column that's different, you're going to use every column, including that one. That's going to be your stems. For instance, if we had a whole bunch of 500s, nothing but 500s, in the middle column, 510, 520, 530, then your stems would be 50, 50, 51, 52, 53. Those would be your stems. Yeah.
What would you do if
There's
some,
not enough.
if some of like the digits are like single digits, but then some double?
Well, remember,
2 digits.
if you have a triple digit number and a double digit number, well, technically you can make a whole bunch of that. So 11 could also be written as 011, right?
Thank
Mr. Chartier.
Yeah.
For the last one, there's not enough space.
Yeah, you can run into problems with stem and leaf plots. Hello?
Whose phone is it?
It's outside.
You
It's
put
not
for the key, you put it at the top right corner.
It's wherever you'd like it to be.
Mine.
What if I change?
Most of the time, the key goes on the bottom or to the right of it, but it can literally go anywhere. Yeah.
So I'm doing the one on the map. So if it's like there's 2 6.3s, do I have to put the 0.3 2 times?
You do. Except you wouldn't put 0.3, you'd put 3 and 3. Yeah. Does my book have the pages? What does that mean?
Does it have
Does my book have the question page? What does that mean?
Does your book have the pages for the homework?
Yeah, sure.
Is that just the questions or just for the answers?
It has both.
Hey, Mr. Chartier.
Yeah.
Want to try books?
No.
Alright.
You are literally like, this is how much left of the book. Like, that's how much.
We do
Oh,
have
sorry.
half of the answers.
Right there. And she is correct because you have all the, literally, we're down to this many pages left in the book. That's crazy. We'll be done by what, Wednesday of next week?
Actually, pick up the phone. This is August. Mr. Chartier.
We've done the entire book.
Do you remember in the beginning of the year
Whenever I thought you were well behaved, yeah, I remember that.
me or all of us? Makes you feel better.
I couldn't resist that one.
When you thought it was just a thing because it was just a new year and it was the
Uh,
beginning of the year.
Both seventh grade classes are probably the worst behaved classes I've had in a long time.
Jordan does something well.
No way,
Oh, you guys are both bad, but
At least Libby
Well,
remembered.
if Noah was with Richard, then yeah, it would be way better.
Which one is better?
neither. You're both poorly behaved.
I'm awesome.
Am I poorly behaved?
At times, every single person here, and I think I've already pointed out the people that were perfect in here many times, but
Felicity's not perfect.
you're closer to perfect than unperfect. I'll give you that.
Can I just
What? Who what?
Wait. Do you know what I did?
Tears.
I'm not.
You're kind of in the middle.
Do you know
What about me? Am I like the bottom of the spectrum?
you don't?
No, you're in the middle.
What about me?
I can do like last.
Like last.
You're closer to perfect, I'd say.
Okay, who's in your bottom 5?
Well, I don't need to say that. I think we all know that.
Me.
No, we're way closer to perfect.
Okay,
We're talking about behavior. We're not talking about academics, but behavior.
Other questions?
And although I will say you're like, you the last month or so, you've been very good.
I know my homework.
What? You get the award for the most sleep for sure.
Mr. Chartier.
What?
It took a lot for me today to not fall asleep.
Sometimes it's like that. What's up?
I think Ace, but Ace the most in your class.
Ace is the one that, if Ace wasn't really good at math, I'd probably have a hard time.
Dealing with him.
Yes. But he's very good at math, and he said some of the smartest things in this class.
Oh, come on.
Oh, let's go.
Let's go.
Science class, but the complete opposite.
He's so
And
fat.
I will enjoy teaching him Algebra 1, so that we finally get to more challenging math, and he actually has a challenge in math.
Have you ever tried, like,
That's
if
what I
you
thought
were
last
getting
year.
upset with the student, have you ever tried, hey, come look at your, let's come check your grade. It's been good. So you have nothing to go against them.
Oh,
That's what
no, see, I've been teaching too many years to know I better check that first before I make that claim.
Yeah, that's what happened with Miss Newbert. She was checking grades. She didn't like me first. I was like, hey, let's come check your grade. She looked at the grade and she was like, no.
I told you yesterday, I don't have paper clips.
Did you staple yourself?
No,
I finished.
those are specifically for tests, so.
I finished the one.
All right, let's wrap this up. Questions on anything that we've done today, STEM and Leaflet. Now, I had more examples, but obviously it looks like everyone understands what's going on. But any questions? Yes.
Why is it easy?
Why is it easy? Well, there are some times when math is ridiculously easy, and this is one of them.
Or ridiculously
Now,
stupidly hard.
I'm going to warn you, we're not going to see this again until test day. Oh, we'll do a practice day, obviously, but we're not going to see it again. Even though we found out that it's a pretty easy process, you can quickly forget it. For those of you that have the attention of they always say a gnat. I'm not sure why they think gnats have less, not much. How do we know they don't have much attention? You know? But if you know for sure, myself included, I don't have a very long attention span. And if I don't practice it, I will quickly forget it. So if I were taking this class, I would absolutely positively make sure that an example of this was on a resource card, because you don't want to give up easy points on one like this. I mean, this is Wednesday,
Oh my God.
next week, a week from now. So we'll do a practice day on Tuesday, but when we get to that practice day and I say for the 4th or 5th time, make sure you put an example on your resource card. Trust me, I'm trying to look out for your benefit and help you out for the kids that, I mean, some kids out there are really good, and they're like, have a good attention span, and they can recall things, and they're like, oh, I'm not going to forget how to do a STEM and leaf plot. But I think most of us probably will in a week.
Am I gonna demolish the semester finals?
Usually, well, the problem is semester final is multiple choice, and not only will the right answer be there, but the most commonly missed guess is typically there as well too. So it can be both a A benefit because the answer is there, and a hindrance because the most common mistake is there as well too.
Not a flex spot.
Yes.
I didn't even study for the
All right. Last note, then we'll wrap it up. Hey, remember the 8th graders are taking a test all day today, so we have to be quiet in the hallways. No going to your lockers during passing periods. You can go to your lockers during lunch though. But make, yeah. All right, that's it. Anyone online that has questions?